Previously on the Mike Knoxxx Show.
Will be a Hall of Famer. Can you explain to me, little girl, why you don't like Becky Lynch so much? Like, I'm serious.
I don't have a right reason. I just hate her.
Well, how do you hate somebody you don't know, or even have a reason to hate? I'm going to get you an exorcism. What? Something.
How her husband dresses, like.
What does her husband dressing got to do? The fans.
How bad she's performing.
That's a different story. Okay. I got to say this. Stop the presses. I'm going to finally admit it because he's still wrong about Bianca Belair. But damn it, Becky Lynch is now known as Becky Hogan. Did I said his name 3 times? Did he just appear in the mirror?
On their feet. On the mirror. Oh, what the?
Oh,
Sorry. Every time we say the word Hogan.
On their feet. On the mirror. Oh, what the?
And like Beetlejuice, I said it 3 times. So I got to say it again. Hogan.
On their feet. On the mirror. Oh, what the?
Kick his damn head off.
Bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. YouTube or Google me. Turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it. Drums, please.
Viewers may find the following video disturbing.
This ain't nothing but healthy conversation.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the Money Night Raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, it's a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
It's Tuesday morning, so you know what that means. You are live, you are locked in with the Mike Knoxxx Show, and I am your host, Mike Knoxxx. And indeed, it's a pleasure to be here before you. But as always, I'm not alone. Today, I'm joined again by my beautiful daughter, Miss Michaela Wonders. How you doing, baby girl?
Amazing. Hi.
How you doing? Listen, a lot to talk about in this week in pro wrestling. And honestly, it's a lot to digest. What do you think about like this going into Backlash? How are you feeling about that?
I was hoping I'd be more hyped. I'm not as hyped as I thought I would be. I honestly forgot it was even on Saturday because of how unhyped I am for it.
You know, I didn't say I won't say I forgot about it because I knew it was there, but I will say, please, it's just one of the things. It's what I always expect after a WrestleMania. So that's what it is for me. I always expected after WrestleMania. And that's what I got. So that's what I'm here with. So we're going to talk about that tonight. A lot of things happened this week also in the world of professional wrestling. As we dive into the week that is professional wrestling here on the Mike Knoxxx Show, I want to say this. People are very upset, little girl. We're going to talk about Raw tonight to this morning. They talked about it last night. We're going to talk about SmackDown. This is really the Mike Knoxxx prediction show for Backlash that she forgot about because it's Mother's Day weekend, and it's okay. The build isn't great, she just said. So let's talk about that. And I do hear that echo is back. I don't know what you did, but it's back. Told you need headphones. But I'm gonna mute you because it's there. And this is what I need people to understand about wrestling as we go through this whole week in pro wrestling this week is people get fired every day, B. I don't get it. Every year, every single year, when it's time for the releases in WWE, people get really upset. You get more mad about a person that you don't even know than people that you know. I just wonder why that is. I wonder why that is here on the. What's going on, Eric? This morning, Roxanne and Julia are a goated team. Goated? It's kind of early to say goated, but we're gonna talk about that as well, Eric. It's only a week, and I'm missing Liv. I'm missing Liv Morgan myself, and oh God, 3 times in the mirror. Why would you do that to me so early this morning?
On their feet, on the mirror. Oh, what the?
But there it is. But let's talk about these WWE releases, baby girl. A lot of people are upset. Some people contracts have expired. Some probably need to go. So I'm being honest. Some people probably need to go. I'm only upset with this. I won't even say upset. As a wrestling fan, the only one on this list to me that makes no sense is Braun Strowman. Sorry. King Coda, I know she has a fan base. I like her too, but guess what, guys? She's always hurt. Okay? I love Shayna Baszler, but since she's got brought up to the main roster and y'all changed the tone, for whatever reason, something happened maybe personal backstage, she was left in a shuffle. I got when Vince was in charge, but when you got in charge, Triple H, I thought Shayna Baszler would be your girl like she was in NXT. And she wasn't. So I get that as well. Katana and them, they're gone. They read a tweet last night. Shout out to Big Daddy Cool. As make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe here to the Mike Knoxxx Show each and every single Tuesday morning for the time being at 9 a.m. Make sure you check that out. But as they said last night, somebody said that they thought Katana and Chance and them were the modern day Hardy Boys. Are you pajobing me? 1-800-PAJOBA. Baby girl, your thoughts on these releases? Braun Strowman's gone and Shinsuke Nakamura's contract runs out. Your thoughts?
I'm not surprised. I care more about Shinsuke because why? Just like, I loved Shinsuke. I'm not surprised about anyone else, honestly. I thought it's happened to Braun like 5 times, honestly. I'm not surprised about anyone else. But Shinsuke, that hurts. I've always had a special place in my heart for Shinsuke Nakamura. And it hurts that he'll be gone. I don't care about anyone else. I like Braun Strowman, but I've never cared enough to care. Mm-hmm. You know? So it's not surprising, really.
Well, it's still Braun Strowman, though, right? So I'm with you. I think he got people over. And Fatu, he got my guy Bronson Reed over in that Monster versus Monster match the first time. I didn't get that part, but all these other releases, I think you guys, as the song would say, baby girl, this is before your time. I think you need to let it go. People get fired every day, B. You don't even know these people, and you care more about them than the people you talk to every single day. Yes, I love the fact that I go across your timeline, and I'm like, whoa, it's that person's birthday. Oh, it's that child's graduation. For the people that I know, word, even for the superstars, I'm like, oh, it's Denzel Washington's birthday. I love those things. Nothing wrong with them. But my issue is that people don't do it for your friends and things like that. So let's change the narrative here. Who cares? These people got releases because they have been in the WWE for this period of time. Okay, they can go get a job anywhere in wrestling. Jakar Jackson, they were mad. Executive consultant Chris Danner had a meltdown because Jakar Jackson got released from the company. People get fired every day, people, and pretty girls get replaced every second. The world's full of beautiful women. It's going to happen. Look, I have a daughter. See, I have a beautiful girl who will be a beautiful woman one day. And I already have a beautiful adult daughter as well. So this is how it happens. But these releases, they happen. So what? We shall move on, because moving on is what these people have to do in their wrestling careers at this point. So number 4 on my list this week, baby girl. I know you're not the biggest AEW fan. Okay. Mm-hmm. I know you're not. Okay. But I got to say this, wrestling fans. I am here for Bob and MJF. I think it shouldn't, but will it? Because it's wrestling. MVP turns on Bobby Lashley. or Sheldon Benjamin, or I don't quite get where this is going. It was a little annoying in the beginning because I'm like, hell no. Saw a post that said, this is like when Owen Hart joined the Nation. I said, oh, hell no. Not in today's world. Even back then, I didn't like it, but it was Owen Hart, so I let it slide. MJF is your favorite douchebag. Bob is acting like a douchebag. He's stealing the man's car. Like, what if you know what I'm saying? They do all kind of criminal stuff over here. They hurt people. Bob said, I want you to hurt somebody. I like where this is going. I'm here for this Bobby Lashley MVP, huh?
Baldy Ashy.
What up, Mikey McKay? What's going on, Jeffrey? Fernando. B-Fab has no business still having a job over Dakota Kai and Gigi Dolan. You know what? Sometimes, Fernando, you gotta fill a quota. I'm just saying. Sometimes you gotta fill a quota. And Dakota Kai contract ran out, but she was always hurt. But I agree, at least Dakota Kai part. You know, I can't even be honest and say that B-Fab is better than Gigi. That would just be me shysting. But we're talking about a BGM, so she gets all the credit in the world for having a job today. But if she got fired, I wouldn't care nonetheless either. Also, were the modern day rockers? Yeah, I said it. The modern day rock. Now I see that. Now he didn't say that, so maybe he read it wrong. He said Hardy Boys. I could definitely see the Rockers, but the Rockers didn't really succeed on the main roster, in my opinion. Anyway, they were way AWA and things like that before the time people didn't know them. And I was a big fan of the Fantastics, those kind of tag teams back in the day. That's a little knowledge for me. And my daughter's like, "What the hell is my father talking about?" B is at least trying, Fernando, and the company sees something in her. I think he's gotten much better as well, and that's why I do the shoulder shrug with that. But let's move on. I get back to your comments in a second here, but I'm loving this part. I cannot lie. I cannot tell a lie. I am liking the Hurt business with MJF right now. I really am. Also, I'm gonna keep it in AEW real fast. We go through this week in wrestling, baby girl. I'm gonna keep it there. See, she did it before I did it. Ooh, Sasha Banks going after Toni Storm is only the right thing to do. I'm sorry, people. You see her hand? The blueprint. It's the right thing to do. What she has had. Look at those belts on her. Look at the belts behind me. These are belts I got in the beginning. People, you want to know the story? I'll tell you the story. It's not going to be that long. I'm going to know stories, okay? But here goes the story. My wife said, babe, you're a great husband. Here go a belt. Oh, you're a great father. Here go a belt. Oh, happy Father's Day. Here go a belt. When I bought my first belt on my own, which was the $1 Million Championship, she got mad because my friends hit me a message and said, yo, you could go buy this belt. And she was mad because she was going to buy it for me first, but I bought it for myself. Those are fabricated belts for me being a fan. It's the end of the story here. Still the OBK. Okay? Sasha Banks is earning these belts. Sasha Banks, I'm sorry, that's not her name. Her mama named her Sasha Banks. I want to call her Sasha Banks, or her daddy did, but now she's Mercedes Moné. Okay? Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm is best for business. And I know people don't like it. They're saying she's booking her own thing. I don't give a damn, baby. Get the clip ready because I'm going to say his damn name 3 times in the mirror, okay? If y'all can sit here and forgive this man Hogan and Kevin Nash after the finger poke of doom on their feet, on the mirror. Oh, what the? This, in my opinion, is what's not to love about this? Mercedes Moné and Toni, and yes, I know everybody loves Toni Storm. Toni Storm had to get her title back from friend of the program, Mariah May. Okay, on here on Unpopular Reviews Wrestling channel that is. Shout out to the crew. She deserved to get that title back. That was the right storyline. This storyline, I don't care how it gets there. She is becoming the belt collector. Y'all didn't have a problem with Lance Storm taking all the titles. You don't have a problem with anybody else getting all the belts. But Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, the first ever black woman in a main event at WrestleMania against the future GOAT in waiting, Bianca Belair. Yeah, I said it. Bianca the GOAT Belair. It's coming. Baby girl, I know you don't watch AEW, but I know you know Sasha Banks and love Sasha Banks. People don't like her because she writes her own story, allegedly. And she books herself to win all the titles, allegedly. Your thoughts on Sasha Banks. I mean, she even beat your girl, Amber Moon, Thea, her name now. So I think she's about to beat her soon. She's going to wrestle her first, if I'm not incorrect here. But she's going after the AEW World Title, and people don't like because they all love Toni Storm because she plays this gender role, which is a character. Your take? Go ahead. You muted yourself. No. There you go. Now I can hear you. No, cannot hear you.
I didn't press it.
All right, there you go. You wasn't talking at first. I don't know, but it was going in and out. Go ahead.
I didn't press it. She allegedly writes her own thing. So what? What are y'all gonna do about it? Is all I'm gonna say. I don't watch AEW, but I love Sasha Banks now. Mercedes Moné. I've always loved her. She used to be my brother's favorite female superstar. I love her, and I don't watch AEW, but I already know y'all just mad. She's probably just good. Y'all have to pick an excuse for everyone who's good because y'all don't like how good they are.
Well, I mean, that is the wrestling world. I mean, you do the same thing with Becky Lynch, in all fairness.
Well, I don't like
just saying. You do the same thing with Becky Lynch. But let's go ahead. Let's get through. Let's see some of these comments that's coming through. Mercedes is the best thing to happen to AEW, the AEW Women Division, Fernando. See, there goes somebody. It's not just the Met Gala that took place last night. Some intelligent wrestling fandom is taking place tonight right now. I love this. Way to talk about it there, Fernando. Eric chimes in. Jamie has to win the title tonight. Put it on Sheriff. Put it on the shelf for 16 months. Tonight, NXT. I agree. 100%. Mercedes versus Timeless Storm is the biggest women's championship match in AEW history. Ooh, let me think about that one. Because, and then correct me if I'm incorrect. I mean, correct me if I'm incorrect. Didn't Mercedes Moné take on Britt Baker, or that didn't happen yet? But I get where Britt Baker is now, but I guess because Toni Storm probably is the best women's champion, even though Britt Baker got it first. All right, I give you that, Fernando. I would agree with that. Oh, there it is, Jeffrey. We're going to do it just because you did it in the chat. There it is. There it is. You know what it is, Jeffrey. BGM, baby, BGM. But Mercedes Moné, that's my number 3 this week as I wear my heart on my sleeve, baby girl, because I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't even watch AEW. And I saw that. I came across it and I said, yo, this is great. But I know they talked about it last night, so we're going to talk about it real quick before we get into this review show. Monday Night Raw took place last night. And I for what it's worth, I have to say, in fairness, I thought it was a very decent show. I'm not going to say it was a bad show. I'm not going to say that. But I thought it was a really pretty good, decent show that took place last night. Your thoughts just overall on the show that took place?
I was surprisingly surprised on how actually I enjoyed it. That wasn't grammar. Don't correct me. I know. I know that wasn't correct grammar. Sorry. But I was surprised on how good it was. I didn't expect it to do what I thought it was going to do. It also did have some iffy moments. Like, I didn't really care. I didn't pay attention to Becky's segment thing again. I'm sorry. Anytime she's on screen, I just stop watching.
We're going to talk about that later, and that's a gosh darn shame, okay, here on the Mike Knoxxx Show.
I thought Raw was good. Pretty
well,
good.
To me, when you open up like this, what can really be bad about the show? I just don't. I'm serious. Like, to intertwine this soon, it's what later on. I know, like we said, a lot of things in wrestling don't shock people. I said from the outset, my son said to me last night, he said, Dad, you predict wrestling so much. Why do you still watch it? I'm not trying to predict it. It's just I've watched wrestling for so long. You know how something's going to happen. However, I'm bringing that up to say, I thought for a moment there, what if they took the belt off of him? What if they took the belt off him? I really thought that, baby girl. But when you start, and Paul, coming in and he set him up really perfectly, in my opinion. To get that, he goes backstage, he tells Seth, like, hey, I got a title match because I baited him into thinking it was about the family. And say what now?
He fell for it. He
definitely fell for it. Okay. He definitely fell for it. But he gets himself into a title match for Seth Rollins. And I thought that was pretty cool. But then let's talk about some of these matches real fast as they lead into bigger things. We had JD McDonough come back against Penta. When Penta hits him with his finishing move, I actually thought he actually hurt him that time for real. I thought his head was a little bit further down. I thought he was really severely hurt again. I'm not going to lie.
Looked painful.
Yeah, it looked painful. Then we got to this. I'm just gonna bring this up. Thank you. Why you say thumbs down, little girl?
Every single time he comes back and it's supposed to be so dramatic. Who really cares at this point? He gets an injury, he comes back in like a month. Shocker, Sheamus is back. No, Sheamus needs to leave.
I concur, and not to the extent of your, soliloquy there. Sheamus is a Hall of Famer. I have no problem with Sheamus. I have a problem with you continuously crapping all over Austin Theory is my issue. I've said this 1,000 times over from Sunday. I'm gonna say it 1,000 times over on this Tuesday. Legends, when they're at this stage of their career, should not be winning matches against younger talent so frequently. Their job is to get the younger people over. And although I love my legends and I like when they're in matches where people think they shouldn't be in matches, they shouldn't win certain matches. I don't mind them taking a spot from someone else, but they shouldn't be the star attraction winning matches. And I know I say winning matches don't matter in wrestling, but they do when it's against a certain character you're trying to get over and that kind of a scheme of how wrestling is orchestrated. I love Sheamus. I'm one of Sheamus' biggest fans from the onset of Sheamus, before he became the king of the ring. Okay? And yes, for that guy backstage that will say, do you have a Sheamus shirt? I bought one once. Okay? It reminded me of the symbol from the Hollow if you watch the originals. So, but
I'm on episode 1. Still,
he should not be beating Austin Theory, and I think that they're crapping all over Austin Theory. Then we get to your favorite girl, who, listen, I'm gonna big myself up right here, right now. I'm gonna big it up because you who do not like, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna keep it 100, little girl. I was a big time Bex fan. They said it last night on the Raw Review Show, but I had to get my thoughts out here as well. I am not a fan of the man Becky Lynch. Her whole career, I've been saying it from the beginning. People pick up on it. They've seen it as well. Nia Jackson's the reason why you're famous. The same way Stone Cold got famous off of the blood picture in the match against Bret Hart. That's what it is, people. Put the two dots together. That's what wrestling fans do. Nothing wrong with that. But at some point, you got to go back to being big time Bex. Now, with that being said, let me say this. Little girl, little lady, people out there listening in wrestling world. I said it last week. I am starting to really find myself liking Becky Hogan.
Up to their feet on a man. Oh, what the?
I do. I'm starting to like Becky Hogan Lynch. Damn. Her microphone skills last night, talking that trash the way she was talking that trash. Look at me, little girl, when I'm talking to you. Look at me when I'm talking to you. What she said about Bailey was crazy. It makes me think, like, is she gone? Is she coming back? Like, they normally talk about stuff like this when the person's out of the company. You know what I mean? I'm taking out the trash. I took the trash out. Y'all cheer me that was amazing. And then here's what shocked me most about the segment, honestly. The second best segment of the night belonged to these girls. Okay? Because Feathers comes out, as Big Daddy Cool refers to her on a Radio Review Show. Liar by Kieran. I gotta say this. I'm making fun of he calls her Feathers, but I've never liked her until now. Because this is what legends are supposed to do. Did y'all see the segue I did there, y'all? This is why this is the award-winning #1 show on Unpopular Review. Okay? Listen, there's a reason for this. Because she comes out, she says, oh, you are doing the same thing. You do the same this, you do the same moves. I'm like, oh, they throwing shots. It was brilliant to me last night between these two girls. You telling me you have nothing to say about this? Nothing at all. Nothing to say at all. Wow, two girls that my girl does not like in professional wrestling. Feathers and Becky Lynch. All right, God, listen. Also, last night, we get the return of Rusev Mosca. Oh God, she's just thumbing down everything. Okay, we got to get the haterism out here again. What's going on, haterism? How you feel? What we?
This whole promo, like he wants to make everything good again in WWE or something along the lines, and he's attacking the most face people in WWE. That's like
You're supposed to do that. That's what a heel does.
I don't
You
like
heels. I'm confused. Confucius.
tired of bullying Otis.
Okay, I love Body by Steak. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Lotus. I said Lotus of Otis. Okay, but they're out there to do a job. All right. Shout out to Coach Phil called me, right? And I know this is going to be a little taboo, and I apologize off using the terms I'm going to use right here, right now. Okay. But remember, and I always say this, remember the thoughts and opinions said in this Mike Knoxxx show are clearly belong to Mike Knoxxx and only Mike Knoxxx and nobody else here on Unpopular Review, and does not revert Unpopular Review in any.
Breaking news. This just in. The thoughts and opinions of Mike Knoxxx solely belong to Mike Knoxxx and does not represent Unpopular Reviews Wrestling in any way. Now back to the show for the intelligent wrestling fans.
As I just said, okay. Why did I get picked up here? I'm saying that to say, Coach Phil called me and said, yo, bro, how come there's no more jobbers in wrestling? And I said, they are jobbers in wrestling. They're just called enhancement talent today from fans because they don't use the term jobbers. It's discriminatory. And then, you know, Vince called everybody superstars. So this is the problem with wrestling, honestly. This is the true problem with wrestling. We like Otis. We cheer Otis. We like them. We like Tozawa with the dances. Everything's cute. Everybody like, Maxine too pretty. It's pretty. You want to see her on screen. But guess what, y'all? Their job is to lose. That's their jobs. They shouldn't be winning titles. They should be doing what they're doing, enhancing talent.
Yeah.
The jobbers of the WWE. So yeah, this was supposed to happen. Who better for him to beat up than Big Otis, who can deliver? If you let Otis change a gimmick and do something different with Otis, then yeah, there's Otis. But as Otis is right now, he's a jobber. This is what their job is to do. It's to job, and he's doing a good job jobbing out. Look at the face, y'all. Look at the face. Rusev and Otis had a great match. Rusev made Otis look good. Thank you. And he beat the crap out of Tozawa at the end of that. Okay. George chimes in. This match between Otis and Rusev was a good match. Yes, it was. Michaela is like, Dad, really? Come on now. Why you gotta? Her face is still frowning over Becky Lynch. Turn that frown upside down. You're using all that energy to frown. You know your nephew's here today. Put some pep in your step, girl. And back to that, A-Town Down Under got to break up. I agree with that as well. But my guy should be over.
They had a breakup arc like 3 years ago. What? Like they were supposed to break up so long ago. Now they're trying to finally put it into motion.
Then this, I got to bring this up. This is important to me, little girl, right here. This is important. I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because last week. Bless his soul. I know you don't know his name. You might remember his. I know you don't know him. Tommy Dreamer on Busted Open Radio said that Pat McAfee's promo is an all-time great promo from last week when he stood on top of the desk and all that kind of stuff. And I would disagree, but to each their own. Nobody's right or wrong here. It's an opinion.
You don't like Patrick, so.
But Patrick last night, again, this is where I say it's a danger zone. I think it's a danger zone for Gunther here. Gunther can't lose this match. If Gunther loses this match, Gunther is what they would call being buried. He would be buried. This better be quick work. I don't want to. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I want to talk about the promo and what took place last night. Your thoughts on the exchange, because I thought that Patrick did a good job at pissing Gunther off. And again, I'm not historically the biggest fan of Walter or Gunther. But I told you guys, I'm starting to come around to me liking him. Your thoughts on this interaction on the promo?
I thought it gave what it was supposed to give. Gunther definitely is a little bit of hothead, but he has 2 moves. So he's going to be a hothead. I am not excited for their match. We know what's going to happen. I'm sorry, Pat. You're probably going to get injured. He's going to choke you out.
He should get injured. He should get hurt. He should get.
You get mad when I say that about Becky, but you can say it about Patrick.
No, it's not about because I don't hate Patrick. You actually hate Becky Lynch. That's the problem. Okay, I don't hate Pat. You know what I'm saying? That's a you thing. I don't do that. Okay, but I will say you have to get this. They got to get rid of this. I just hate this. Gunther better win. Okay. Then we get to this right here. Oh, God. Like I said, real fast, so we get to this commercial break and then get into the prediction show from the Mike Knoxxx Show, baby girl. Are you liking this thing with NXT coming in? Is it really NXT with Julia at the end of? Yes, Pop. Oh, Roxanne. I want to be your man. Hey, Roxanne. Yeah, I'm sorry. Your mom's not here. I can say that right now. Do you like this interaction with these girls?
Absolutely. I used to watch NXT all the time. I don't watch it anymore. I used to watch NXT all the time when we actually went to NXT. I used to watch it all the time.
So it's my fault. Gosh.
I thought it was good. I liked the match. I like EO. It was good. I think I don't have anything to say on the match. I found the NXT thing. It's entertaining. They're giving us some storyline for these girls before Bianca comes back and takes that title from EO at SummerSlam. But EO needs some pyro.
You're missing out. I've been telling her that. Jeffrey, I've been telling her that. Good morning, Charmaine. Jeffrey, where did that comment go? George, I mean. I'm sorry. This better not happen.
I think.
Okay. And I get it's professional wrestling. Anything can happen in professional wrestling. Let's be real. Anything can
1, 2, 3.
That's how long it takes. If he beats Gunther, I'm telling you, you're talking about getting buried. Gunther would be being buried at that point of this match. I'm sorry. That better not freaking happen. That's all I know. It better not happen. But I love this thing with NXT. I love Julia coming up as well. I do agree with the executive consultant. I don't think she belongs on the main roster. She doesn't look like she belongs there necessarily, Julia, but they're not letting her do anything. So I don't know why he doesn't like Julia more than Stephanie Vaquer, which we all seem to like her and love her. But I've been a big Roxanne Perez fan since I've got introduced to her at every level when she got hurt. She's one of the reasons that kept me in that colorful era of NXT where Vince took back over that had me watch it. Right. When I wasn't liking the Braun Breakers at first, when I wasn't a big fan of Mello and them at first, you know what I mean? I wasn't a big fan of NXT in that time. I just didn't like NXT then. But then I got into it and I was like, man, I found a couple gems that were in there out of that. But put Roxanne Perez and WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship picture. Yes. Now, this women's title picture, this is because of injuries and after Mania. And this is the disappointing, but I asked the question, how do you feel about Mania WWE product right now after Mania, right? No honorable mention this week for them, but just the whole thing with Jade Cargill holding that title. I thought that looked good look for her as well. Anything else you want to add in the week of wrestling before we got here and take a commercial break and talk about Backlash?
I don't like Becky. That's all I have to say.
Okay, you don't like Becky. All right. Then we get to the main event with the main event, Jey Uso. Look at the chant right there. The champ is here. Listen, I know people don't think that he looks like a champ, right? I know people don't think that he looks like the champion, but to me, the gold with the yeet, the gold front end, the man's looking like a champion. Like, to me, he makes this belt look better than Seth Rollins made it look, and Gunther's made this title look. And of course, I don't even want to mention, Damian Least. Okay. Huh?
It makes his skin look good.
Makes his skin just pop, right? It just pops off his skin. It's that melatonin. You know what I'm saying? It's that melatonin. You know what I mean? But to get to this match, Seth and them, and this is what I said earlier in the beginning of the program. I really thought he was going to lose. I mean, I didn't think that at first. Remember, I said CM Punk's going to come out here. I said it from the beginning of the show. This ain't going to happen. There's no way. I get it, but no way. This ain't going to happen. Shout out to the Wrestling Council. My man Sandman said he thought it was Russo booking with this. I didn't get that correlation. I like how they set this up, but you do get the winner of this match because interference. So there is no winner. There's a disqualification. They threw it out. I think my son said I don't even think they rang the bell at this point.
No, I didn't hear the bell either.
Did not hear the bell, but I did think this made Jey Uso look a little weak first. First Sami Zayn comes out. That's when you thought he was going to lose because Sami Zayn comes out. He doesn't help him win over. He gets speared. Probably the worst spear from Braun Strowman I've ever seen. I mean, a Braun Breaker I've ever seen was outside the ring on Jey Uso. That was terrible. You saw it was so bad at first that they didn't show the angle, and then when they showed the angle, you said, "But this is why they shouldn't show the angle." All right, your thoughts on that main event?
Like you said, I was so scared he was going to lose when he did that stomp. and it was like counting down. I was so scared. There's no way they're gonna make Jey lose so fast after everything. He lost, I would have been very mad. I would have been fuming. But I'm glad he won. I enjoyed the match. I think it did also make him look weak with Sammy coming out. Sammy was also still injured with his rap, and then he just got speared again. But CM Punk coming out was obvious. I didn't hear the bell ring, so technically the match is not over. Seth could just get him on the mat, pin instantly, he wins. Because the bell rang.
I'm with you with that. And then CM Punk comes out at the end, the crowd cheering from again. It's not to be predictable to mean it's bad. Just because you can predict something doesn't make it a bad. It's how it gets delivered. It's wrestling. I'm sorry. I've been watching wrestling for over 40 years. It's not much other than them, at any time just dropping a dime on you would shock you. You know what I mean? Montreal screw job. Certain shots, 1, 2, 3 Kid beating Razor Ramon. Certain things, happen. I thought, and I said it again, I said if he lost, I said right in the middle, I said if he loses this match, something personal happened. Backstage, he got in trouble. Maybe he got in trouble. He was drinking on the stage. He was drunk. I don't know, but they let him keep the belt. We move on from there, and then you think it's over. It only seemed on WWE website and all over across the internet. Logan Paul comes out afterwards and knocks him flat the F out. I just said it. They had him go off air looking weak because he's in the corner on the ground as Jey Uso, right? He's in the corner. Everyone else to stand up at the ring ropes, doing those kind of things. To me, I thought that made him look weak, and then after the show is over, Logan Paul with the titanium fist just whop. And I mean, it was like it really connected. I mean, if you have not seen the footage, you should have seen the footage by now. The footage is out there everywhere. You should go check out the footage on the Mike Knoxxx Show page as well. And the group page, make sure you follow also and subscribe to Unpopular Review and everything else that we do here on the network. But man, Logan Paul making a statement, and I said it last week, baby girl. I think if anybody wins this title, I'm not necessarily sure I would be angry if Logan Paul won this title.
I would be. I'd be angry.
Just flat out.
I don't like him.
This is too much like your mother. Listen, let's go ahead and take our break. Let's take our only break today of the day. Let's come back and pay some bills. We'll be right back, y'all, here on the Mike Knoxxx Show. Honey
Previously on the Mike Knoxxx Show.
First of all, it wasn't organic, but it's okay. Everything cannot be organic. Some things have to be, story driven. And they drove this story home. I'm sorry. One of the greatest interactions of wrestling last year was, but I broke my neck, and Kofi saying, so what?
Right.
That's one of the greatest things out there.
This is what a promo should be in professional wrestling, not the trash you see on Wednesday night. I agree. I was watching earlier. I agree with everything that Honeybee said about AEW. Honeybee, these unpopular review people, they made me break my New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution was to stop watching trash in my life. I was trying to wash trash out of my life. And then they said, hey, come join AEW review show.
Hey, this is Matthew Brittle, the King of Bros, and you're listening to the Mike Knoxxx Show on Unpopular Review, bro.
Yes, let's talk about it. Let's get it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about WWE Backlash.
Hey, everybody, this is Bruce Pritchard. Some people know me as Brother Love, but forget about that right now, because do you know who you're listening to? You're listening to Mike Knoxxx with the BDSIR Radio Network.
Backlash is this Saturday. What do they call it? Mother's Day Eve, if you will. And they changed the name, the what do you call it, the title going into the match. They said one last time. And then last night, Michael Cole said, could this be the last time? But it's still being advertised on their promo pictures as one last time. Randy Orton and Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady, the Goat Hill, Tupac Cena. Yeah, I know his name, y'all. Do you know his name? I just said his name. Okay. Is going to end wrestling as we know it. That's his mission. We get heel Cena. We get face Randy Orton. I didn't think it would be this soon. I thought SummerSlam would build it up to that, but to get it right now, John said your days are numbered. I'm not showing up. This is how many dates I got left. I think it's killing the build, personally, because I'm not seeing Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady to go, on the screen. I'm just not seeing it. And it's a little perturbed for me, not seeing this going into this main event on. And Randy tried to push it on Friday Night SmackDown by himself, but it didn't quite hit the same. Are you ready for this one last time between these two?
I know it's going to be a good match, so yes.
Okay.
I know it's going to be a good match. I'm rooting for John. John's going to win.
Rooting for who? You don't know his name?
Jonathan Horatio, Tom Brady, the GOAT, heel Tupac Cena.
Woo! Let's go, girl. Let's go, girl. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, it is this Saturday night, and let's talk about it. Get our winners and losers here. Like I said, make sure you come back here on Thursday evening as Umpire Review gives you their full review show, the best of SmackDown, the best of Raw coming together as they do it. I cannot be a part of that show, so I always got to give you at least my thoughts and my opinions on Backlash. So, but come back for the official. All right, I always try to make sure that the picks I pick here, I actually pick in our predictor, and then sometimes I get the predictor and I change my mind. All right, you guys don't know that. But let's get into this right here. Dominic Mysterio Guerrero wins this match. I'm sorry, there's no way Penta's winning this match, right?
I hope he does. I hope I'm rooting for Dom. I think he wins, but I also think there's a chance that Penta wins and Finn makes Dom lose.
Oh, see, you stink for that, right? You stink for that. I'm gonna tell you right now, you funky like your nephew right now. Okay, you're just stinking up the joint. Okay, no, grandson, son, calm down. Okay, I know your two favorite people are talking right now live on air. Listen, Dominic wins this match. Finn, this soon, they gotta do something in wrestling right now, right? I give it that. So did they make that move soon with Finn trying to interfere in this match? We shall see. I think if he does interfere in this match, somehow, baby girl, I still think if Finn interferes, Dom still wins. Dom still wins. But I'm with the chat. I am missing Liv Morgan. I need my main event Morgan back. I am missing main event Morgan. Dominic Mysterio wins because the tension is between Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor. Exactly. That's where the story to me has to go as well. Penta wins the Intercontinental Championship. Maria, you remind me of a West Side Story. All right. Growing up in Spanish Harlem. Y'all know that? Okay. Penta could win. Penta better not win. Jeffrey? No. Okay. And Randy's hometown is St. Louis. Yes. Have you ever been to St. Louis? It's St. Louis. Okay. Johnston is going to retain. Cody Rhodes returns to get a rematch at SummerSlam. Man, I don't want to see that soon, man. I just don't. I mean, then what's this forward, Randy and him? We'll talk about that in a second, Jeffrey. I want Jamie Hayter to win because she's actually story with Toni Storm putting her in this. Okay. Yeah. Jamie Hayter should never touch the AEW title. I am 100% sorry, Eric. Never. Jamie Hayter ain't the Jamie Hayter she was before she got hurt and came back. I don't know what this girl is. Not only did she lose her stature, she also now lost microphone skills. And so Jamie Hayter for me in that. But I am picking Dirty Dominic, the greatest North American champion of all time in NXT history. Okay, then we get this crappy of a match. What the H are you clapping for? What are you clapping for?
Gunther getting buried. Pat's gonna pin Gunther. 1, 2, 3. I think Gunther wins, guys. I'm joking.
Okay. But if that happens, I'm gonna be really mad. I'm gonna be mad at you now.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh so hard if Pat McAfee pins.
Gunther wins this match. It's without question Gunther wins this match. Gunther should win this match. Anything else is uncivilized that Gunther doesn't win this match. Here it is again. Triple H's booking of 5 matches on a PLE. I'm confused. Should it be more than 5? Because it starts at 7. In St. Louis, that's 6.
Oh, gosh.
Right? I think. Hey, Google, is St. Louis Central Standard Time? Watch this show. She answers. Sometimes she just doesn't listen. Yeah, so I thought. It's 6 o'clock out there. So maybe that 7 o'clock start time we saw was like the pre-show. It has to be. There's no way to start at 6 o'clock in St. Louis. But it is Mother's Day weekend. So stranger things have happened. Okay, but no.
You saw Friday. There's going to be more matches. Maybe on Friday Night SmackDown gets confirmed. Maybe we're going to get a
that could happen. A tag team title match because they ain't never seen them put those on pay-per-views unless they're the Motor City Machine Gun. So let's hope that. Let's hope there's more matches at Backlash because right now it's only one SmackDown match on the card, and that's the Fatal 4-Way. Okay, it's the only match that's on the card. It's that Fatal 4-Way. So that does interest me in wondering where that is at because they don't have that match. That's the only SmackDown match, as I just said, on the card. So that one gets me as well. But Pat McAfee, and I know everybody like him. I watch his show. It's entertaining to a degree to me. But I'm not hating on Patrick McAfee here. It's just wrestling fans. I get confused in what you want from wrestling. It's okay for Patrick to do it, but if, like, say, Booker T came from behind the table, you guys would have a problem with that. Or if you know, I'm just because he's a commentator who's never wrestled. People who not like this logo over here who has no reason to hate Logan Paul, just hates Logan Paul in the ring, and so she hates Logan Paul, right? So I don't get it. There's no way Patrick should win this match. End all to be all. Then we do get to the only SmackDown match of the night. Is the Fatal 4-Way match with Damian Least, LA No, Jacob Fatu, and the quintessential way you should build the that should have been the next big thing, Mr. Drew McIntyre.
Drew Mac and Cheese.
That's Mike used to call him, Drew Mac and Cheese. Who you got winning this match, little girl?
Jacob.
Just like that, just Jacob.
Jacob's winning. That's all I got. He's not losing. They're gonna fight each other. Jacob's winning. He's gonna splash them all over and over. He's gonna hit Drew. He's gonna hit Damian with one. Then he's gonna go to next rope and hit LA Knight with one. Next rope, hit Drew with one. I think Jacob wins.
As my wife leaves the home. So thank you, baby. Have a safe day at work today. I love you. Daughter said bye as well. I'm with you. Jacob wins this match. There's no reason Jacob should lose this match. It's too soon for Jacob to lose this match. I can't see it any other kind of way. Jacob Fatu is winning, of course. Drew McIntyre. Solo Sikoa is going to be a factor. He has to be a factor. Jacob Fatu is retaining. This match is beneath Gunther. I hate this for him. I agree with you in that. What's up, Honeybee? Honeybee chiming in. Good morning. WWE title match is technically SmackDown. Technically, it is SmackDown, so you're right. 2 out of the 5 matches so far. It just doesn't feel like it's SmackDown because they've been doing kind of double duty, although the last few have been on SmackDown. But I get it. That was leading up to WrestleMania. But, yeah, technically, it just doesn't feel like SmackDown because I don't see Cena. That's all. I mean, and I'm a fan of Cena, and I'm okay with Cena not doing what Cena's doing, but man, we really you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, as the song says. Mike, where are you doing to see What, Mike? Where do you see Dakota, Gigi, and Cora going? Dakota Kai should retire. Her injuries to me. That's just being honest. Gigi, I never thought had the biggest presence to be on the main event roster in the first place. To be completely honest, I thought she was great for NXT and what NXT gave her. And Cora Jade's kind of the same way, and her injuries as well. And I think she's going to have bigger things to go with. I think personally, I think some of these girls not named Dakota Kai will go towards OnlyFans. And I'm not being smart or rude when I say that. I just don't see them going over to AEW or doing anything. Now, keeping it under the WWE umbrella, could they end up in TNA? Some of them have TNA looks. When you look at wrestling, I think you have to look and see where they belong at and how they fit into the production that they're putting on. And I can see Gigi over there in TNA. And I just think Dakota's injured too much. But if she wants to go back, but that's just for me. But Dakota is the only one that I think has a chance of going somewhere bigger than TNA, which is AEW. But I don't think she should go there. Just my opinion. And what's going on, Honeybee? Gigi should go. Look at that. Gigi should go to TNA with her boyfriend. See that and I didn't even think about that part. But that's the things they do in wrestling today as well. Whoop, whoop. But as we move on from this match, which again, I'm kind of excited to see and want to see. I'm not saying it's in a pay-per-view. I'm like, hey, whatever. But it's wrestling on a Saturday, so I will see the match. So that's the fatal four-way match, and we get Becky versus Feathers live Valkyria. I think Valkyria wins this match. The question is, does Bayley come back to save you? Does Bayley come back to save you?
I hope. I'm hoping so much.
Right now, please chat. If you know of an exorcism, I call it a haterism. Can we find one for this little girl, Michaela Wonders? Because she is having a haterism right now in her life, and she needs to be, exercised here because she's tripping. She's set tripping, as the kids would say. You set tripping.
No,
Michaela
stop.
Wonders. So, but I listen, I'm excited for this one. Like I said, I love this interaction between them last night. I think, what do you say? But Lyra stood tall. I think Becky wins. I hope Becky doesn't win. Driving to work, enjoying the show. Dakota Kai is of wrestler. What? No way. Sorry about the duplicate post, but I had no idea if we were reading one chat or the other. Okay. Fernando, Bayley is going to interfere and cause Becky Hogan the match. And damn it, you already know that.
On their feet, on a man. Oh, what the?
There it is. Okay. Call the priest on Michaela, please. We need one, not Damian Priest. Okay. But, and then Lyra retains cost by Bayley. I think Bayley has to come back as well. I think if Bayley does not show up on this pay-per-view PLE Backlash, then she might not be coming back. I'm serious. If I don't see her on Saturday evening, I'm going to start thinking she's done with the company. Because again, the way that but I thought they were all friends too. We think people are friends. We don't really, I don't ever see them together necessarily. You know what I'm saying? But they're cordial. They're friends backstage. So, man, let's go with that. George, I think Bayley retains because Becky keeps mentioning her name. Yeah, she has to. It has to make sense that way to me in every which way. So let's hope that happens because they're kicking ahead. Moving on to the rest of these matches, just one more match. Like we already talked about 4. And so that leaves us with one more to go. And that is the aforementioned main event of the evening, Michaela. And, wrestling fans.
Contrary to everybody going out there and saying, online or whatever, this is where they're going. I know. I talked to a dude to another dude that talked to a dude that said he knew this. I can tell you none of them know.
Who wins this match? We had George say, we get the return of Cody Rhodes. How do you see this match unfolding?
I don't want Cody yet. Please let him be gone for longer, please. I don't want Cody yet. I think John wins. I'm not going to say his full name again. That's your
Jonathan
job.
Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady, the GOAT, Hill, Tupac, Cena. How hard is that?
What? Well,
how hard is that?
Yeah. Yeah. But John wins. It's gonna be a good match, though. It's gonna be close. We're gonna be stressing the whole match to see who really wins. But in the end, John's gonna, because you realize every single time he's promoing and he gets laid out, he ends up winning that match.
Well, that's just wrestling. Way to catch up.
He gets laid out every single promo with Randy, meaning he's gonna lay Randy out. Question is, does The Rock come back?
Say what?
Question is, does The Rock show his face?
Not in no damn Backlash. I'll tell you that much. In St. Louis. Well, The Rock go to St. Louis for it, please. Listen, Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady, the GOAT, Hill, Tupac, Cena. It's best for wrestling. He's going to destroy wrestling. He needs to destroy wrestling. And I'm going to say something that's an unpopular opinion here on Unpopular Review. Oh, shit. Shocker.
Shocker. Yes.
You know how I feel about Taker and Stone Cold? You know, I respect them, but I'm not really a fan. When I say fan, I mean mark for those guys. I'm not a mark for Randy, right? I love Legend Killer. I love young Randy, like the Randy Orton reports when he was injured and stuff like that. I've always admired Randy, but I've never been a Randy mark. To me, Randy's biggest moment, I got to get that. The RKO on Hogan on the car. Oh, that's a beautiful one. I got to get that. Yeah, I need that gift, y'all. When Orton, when he was going against Hogan, shit. I got to say it one more time, baby girl. Excuse my language.
Oh, my God.
3 times.
On a man. Oh, what the?
It needs to be done. I'm sorry. When I do that, honestly, for me.
And it's just, I hate to say it, it's just a lot of fun to play.
I love playing that clip. But Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady, the GOAT, Hill, Cena wins this match. I don't care which way, but I'm not an Orton guy. I'm not an Orton guy. Orton's biggest moment when he burnt down Bray Wyatt's compound and stood in front of him with the fire. That's the most iconic moment to me in Randy Orton's history. Okay. And I know people love Randy. I know, and I'm not saying I don't like Randy Orton, so I don't go to Mike Knoxxx don't like Randy Orton. Never said that. Just saying he's on that level to me of guys that he's not in my top of guys I like the most. So regarding May 10th, you're aware there is also a show that's going on after Backlash and MLW and CMLL. Lucha, by the way, no. Thank you for letting us know that. And look at that. For those wrestling fans out there, there you have it. If there's more than just Backlash, the wrestling fan that likes all, that's the real wrestling fan to me. Don't just get one-sided. We got Becky versus Mercedes. It's coming. If Bayley ends up in AEW,
I might have to watch.
Damn. Becky Lynch did call Becky trash. She did. I'm telling you, you don't. There's just certain things you don't do. Wow. Sorry, McKelly, but Cody is going to come back and get a rematch. Cena retains. Truth hurts. Cena wins the match. John should slap the ref like Randy did in their match. Randy is. I love broccoli. Okay, so that means. I don't know if you know. I don't know what that means for you, but I love broccoli. Okay, I don't love Randy Orton. I like Randy Orton, but I don't love Randy Orton. Bayley is not going to trouble you. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. I mean, I do refer to it as all elite WWE. That's really what they are. I know people don't want to admit that, but that's what keeps that company afloat. Okay, is that right there? But we do have this main event right here, little girl, and that is our picks and those are our winners. There will not be a Backlash review show this week from the Mike Knoxxx Show as it is Mother's Day. So I will be with the mother of my children. So I will do the review on Tuesday morning. So if you guys want to come back for that, maybe on Pop Review Entertainment, we'll do a version of the review show. So I can care less if that happens or not, because I'll just talk about it on Tuesday anyway. But with that being said, Michaela Wonders, your take on this past week in professional wrestling leading into Backlash. Are you here for it?
I am hoping it gets better, but at the moment I am here. I I hope it gets better. I can't wait to see what happens next with John after he wins. I know Cody's gonna come back and get his rematch, just not at Backlash, please.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I mean, with SummerSlam's a couple months, 3 months away, so they have time to wait for Cody. Cody needs to take a rest the same way Roman's taking a rest, and that's the problem right now with wrestling is that you have your bigger stars not there, and you got people off, people getting released, and things like that nature. Again, we talked about the WWE releases this week as well. We talked about my things with Mercedes Moné going for Toni Storm's title, as well as, and again, I'm not getting this hurt business and hurt people thing with MJF. I thought the week was pretty solid, not great, nothing to go home to, but a solid week nonetheless. With that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Make sure you guys come back here on the network because, like I said, we have plenty of things for everybody here on the network, including the Mike Knoxxx Show here Tuesday. Listen to right now. The Rated R Review Show with executive consultant Steamy Willie Beeman, a.k.a. Gator. Big Daddy Cool on the review show for Raw. We got the NXT Trio as well on Tuesday nights. That's tonight with Stella, Seth Freckles Sensei, All Elite Women Wrestling and Friends with Cactus Katie Sheriff, as well as Mad Dog Kelly with the news. Top 5 and predictions are back this week. As a matter of fact, predictions, like I just said, the Backlash official prediction show for Unpopular Reviews this Thursday, and then Saturday afternoon, SmackDown Penitentiary. And we also have a brother station. We got things for you. You like wrestling, that means you like more than entertainment. We just did the Thunderbolts review. Have you seen Thunderbolts? Oh, what did you think? I actually did love it. I gave it an 8.5. That comes back as well. We got the Federation Tuesday. They got a show tonight. Come back and check it out. Also, the Wolfpack is doing the American Pie trilogies and much, much more here on the network, including the Trio of Destiny with things to come back. And so they just finished up doing and wrapping up their Daredevil show there on Pop Review Entertainment. Check us all out. Like I said, something for everybody here on the network. Listen, guys, we're going to get up out of here. I love you. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me. And don't love God, and don't know that Mike Knoxxx will always.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black.
Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on